Hello, and welcome to another episode of Leilani Drinks the Brown Stuff. And I'm Leilani, sitting on the patio at the Avocado Ranch. And this is a special episode because you see me wearing a jacket, and no, I did not serve, but my appa did. And appa in Korean means father, daddy, the man, and I miss him so. And that's the reason why you see Smith here, and he was in the Air Force. And here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stripes, but if I'm correct, he was an E7. So he did 20 years in the military, and I love him for it. And the reason why all this is brought up is because tonight we are getting into Pendleton Canadian blended whiskey, limited edition, military appreciation. We've got your 6. That was a mouthful. I feel like I was trying to get my speech out at the Academy Awards. It's a whole lot of damn words, but we've got your 6 means we've got your back. And it's like I've got your 6. I've got your back tonight by trying this whiskey that I found at Trader Joe's for $20. So we're gonna see if it's worth your hard-earned $20 cash, because I know it's money spent sometimes, and it's gotta be well spent sometimes. It is 80 proof, 40% ABV. It has been cut by glacier-fed spring waters from the highest peak in Oregon called Mount Hood. Now, it's been approved by R.R. Dodge, but there wasn't that much of a Webby on this Pendleton. So I decided, as I was looking at these labels, to go to who the bottling distillers were. And it's on the label. And the name is Hood River Distillers. They are located in Oregon. They have been doing this for 86 years, and they have been at their current location since 1969. They started off by making fruit wines and brandies because there was an excess production of like apples and pears, and with whiskey love and, you know, just this kind of forward thinking, less food waste, it is what this industry helps and calls to do. They just do it, and I love the fact that I get to report on some of these companies that do. So I end up going to their team portion of their website, and I see that the chief executive officer is Ron Dodge, and that's who I assume is R.R. Dodge. And there happened to be a chief financial officer, and her name is Erica Mitchell. And you guys know how I like to say women's names because I like them in the industry. I love women in the whiskey biz. It makes me happy. With Pendleton, it's funny because I thought going to Hood River Distillers, I would see their name on the site, but I ended up going to read about Ron Dodge and seeing that he sold this in 2018. So there was no mention of Pendleton, so I couldn't find any extra information, which was weird. But they did partner up with the Bob Woodruff Foundation. It is the Bob Woodruff, right? Yes. Thank goodness. Now, they help provide long-term support for military veterans and families that are facing challenges after service, because it's a hard time, yo. And as much as we'd like to believe that the government steps in and helps our military families out, that's not always the case. And so this is always a nice gesture and a beautiful thing to have outside charities help with this also. They not only donate a portion of the proceeds from each sale, but they actually put their money where the mouth is and dropped $100,000 into this foundation to help out, which is a beautiful thing. The only thing I was a little I mean, there were a couple things I was a little mixed up about. But they say that this whiskey basically was made to celebrate the American cowboy and cowgirl. No problem with that. It's a Canadian blend. So it's made in Canada? Or is it made here? And is it Canadian cowboys? And why would you include them? But I don't know. Anyway, it was just weird to me. I was just like, okay, that's interesting. But they are the official spirit of the Pro Rodeo Cowboy Association and the Professional Bull Riding Velocity Tour. And I wanted to also say that I ended up trying Pendleton. Now, it didn't look like this. I don't remember there being a horse on it when we went to Joshua Tree. It's been years, but I think this label obviously has changed. I don't think it's limited edition. I think maybe Hood Rivers did that. So it's been years. I hadn't started the show, so obviously it wasn't graded and I can't remember it. So let's get into it and try it. But, you know, my friend Garrett, who's a cowboy, ends up liking this whiskey a lot. And he's asked me to do it for quite some time. And so I was like, I'll get back to it. But since I had tried it, I had taken my sweet little time. But since it was at Trader Joe's for $20, I finally decided to dig in. Let's get this. I do like the little cap at the end. It does have the little horse riding just to drive it home. Oh, yeah! All right. Earthy smell. I smell like dirt. It's got a cologne-y kind of scent to it. Oaky. There's like a cherry at the end of it. Hint of honey. A hint of honey. Honey, honey. A woman's po. A woman's po. My base says it's a woman's po. Is that okay?
It's always too much.
How can it be too much? It's never too much. It does smell like water mixed in with a little bit of honey, slight caramel. I feel like I smell a little bit of spice, like a black pepper, but it's very faint and at the end. But it does smell clean, very rainwatery kind of feel to it with some cinnamon. Okay. I say. Let me do this again. Slight pop, ever so light, but the cinnamon caramel vanilla kind of rests easy on the tongue right from the get-go, and it lingers at the end. Easy mouth feel. What is that? It's there's a slight sweetness, and I want to say it's probably from what I felt like was honey. Super smooth. But I think I've always rated Canadian blended whiskeys, even at the black velvet, I don't know, bottom shelf Canadian whiskey we had gotten. Even those were still a good rating because of the smoothness, and this hasn't changed. I mean, it's definitely very easy on the mouth. A sweeter kind of feel to it, but a nice blend. Just really just good. Surprisingly. But not, because I was expecting, I mean, you know, the black velvet was about $10 to $13, so, and this is $20, so it's $7 up. It has a bit of the orange that comes forward and then dissipates. It's so easy. It's just so easy and nice. Like but there isn't a full flavor profile that I like in my whiskeys, but I do understand the Canadian blend. It's a little bit smoother, a little bit easygoing. You get a couple of maybe some distinct flavor, and then that's pretty much it. But this one seems to have the honey apple kind of thing to it. And it's nice. I like it. I would sit around the fire and talk all the time. So, Leilani Drinks the Brown Stuff has to give Pendleton Canadian blended whiskey, limited edition, military appreciation. We've got your 6. I wonder if it's different from the other ones. But Leilani Drinks the Brown Stuff gives this whiskey 3.5 kisses. Because it's easy, it's good sipping, and if you're not looking for anything harsh, but something a little bit more smooth and easy, then this is a great whiskey to have. So, thank you, Garrett, for recommending Pendleton once again so that I can be reminded to do this. I had a great night, so thank you for having my 6. Cheers.